You need to watch Stanley Only Boys podcast. This is the best podcast online. If you're not watching this or listening to it and laughing your ass off, then what the hell are you doing with your life? And if you don't, I'm going to find you. I'm going to kick your ass.
Here we go.
It's okay, bro. Chill. It's not that serious.
Something about drinking a challenge just takes a whole lot better. But honestly, though, look at us and look at y'all.
Yo, welcome back to Stanley Only Boys. It's your boy Griffin.
You forgot the name of the podcast, huh?
Nah, you just turned it down. It just threw me off.
How's it going, guys? El chamaquito fuego fire que el big.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dawn. Of course, we have fucking Bazo with the clown back there.
Oh, yeah. This just got demonetized for the first 10 seconds.
Sorry, YouTube. Cut me a break. I'm going through something.
Bozzy Osborne back
But
there.
allow me to introduce, man, when I say jack of all trades, I mean jack of all trades. From professional wrestler to DJ to shoe plug to now doing candle waxes and men and women's grooming products.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Bryant Hill, Dwayne, his actual name, Titan, DJ Money, man of many names. Please welcome back on the show.
Are you running? Are you running from the law, man? I feel like somebody with that many names is like they have to be running from the law.
I'm not going to answer that.
That place to come is a podcast if you're running from the law, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to make myself out, So, I'm right here.
We had you on season two, right? So now Bryant Hill, now just seemingly out of the blue, that you started doing this. When did this start happening?
So it was sort of out of the blue, but kind of not really. So the last time I was with you guys had asked me to do like a promo with big axes and all of that, and I couldn't do it because of Trunk of Man.
Right.
So the guy that owned Trunk of Man, I used to go hang out with him, make the products all the time with him. Like as we drink beer,
these products.
Yeah, these products. Okay. And we'd kind of shoot the shit and drink beer and all that stuff. And so he ended up like basically getting rid of Trunk of Man, like closed it down, sold it, all that good stuff. And I kept trying beard oils, beard balms, all this stuff, man, from like Walmart and Target and anywhere else I could get it, even online. And it just kept breaking my face out because underneath this glorious, salt and pepper beard is a lot of eczema. That's how I hide it.
Is that natural salt and pepper? Or is this any of that bad?
No, it's wear and tear.
Really? So yeah, it's all natural.
All natural.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work.
Stress. Yeah.
That's key.
That's it.
But everything kept like irritating my eczema, and then my wife and one of my friends was like, "Dude, didn't you make this shit with Josh like all the time? You don't remember anything?" Like,
and when you would make it, you would literally just for shits and giggles, you were making it, or?
Well, I was just sitting like kind of with you guys and drinking beer and and just kind of shooting the shit, and picked up on how to do a lot of it, and then some of it I had to teach myself. But like the beard oil, I did that all the time with them. The beard wash. The body wash, I had to teach myself that. The beard conditioner, I had to teach myself. The wax melts, that was easy. That's the easiest thing that I've had to make. The soap, oh my God. If you guys have ever tried to make homemade soap, you can make that shit turn into Jell-O real quick.
No, I know a guy used to make crack, though.
And they used to make your guts turn like Jell-O.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same ingredients, though.
No.
So,
maybe with meth.
Oh yeah. What do you mean by so just if you do one little thing wrong, it could just ruin the whole?
Yeah, the whole loaf, man.
Can you talk to me the steps as far as making
They call it a loaf.
Yeah,
because
it's like a
it's like a loaf of bread, and then you cut it up.
Oh, don't act like you knew that. You didn't know that.
I seen a TikTok video about making soap.
I was just about to say
it's like one of those. It's one of those like satisfying watching things.
The ASMR or whatever.
That makes a lot of sense. Explains their shape. So, and doing that, then when did you want to start making it into a business? As far as like, I'm going to do this.
Well, I mean, I made the products, started making them for myself. We're going to go back to August because he sold his business in May. Yeah, last year. So he sold his business in like May, June, something like that. And then so about August comes around, all summer long, I've got nothing but beard dandruff, man. Like I would scratch, and I mean, it was horrible. Like, I mean, it looked like it was snowing. It was that bad.
Oh, that's awful.
And so my wife's like, you didn't learn anything the whole time y'all were drinking beer? Nothing? I'm like, well, yeah, I learned some.
Yeah.
So I made my own batch and then sitting around drinking beer with another buddy. And he's like, man, why don't you sell this? Like, why don't you learn how to do
So
some
you
other
were
stuff
using it
and
just for
make it?
yourself?
Yeah. And then in November, my wife and I, we went and bought the business license and rest is history on it.
Wow. And so, okay, but you do a lot more. And I know vaguely, you know, with season 2, you know, whenever we had you on. But I guess you give yourself a little bit of a backstory for people that are just seeing you now for the first time.
Where do you want me to start?
God, the beginning usually helps. And because when we say it's a lot, it's a lot. It is a lot that you have done.
Yes.
From when you were born to
Yeah.
So I've like starting with this, like I've always been sort of a hustler when it comes to things like this, which is kind of how everything progressed into what I've done. In middle school, I used to like steal candy from the store, hustle it, sell it back to the kids, you know?
Okay.
How did you steal it? Like, do you have like a bag or do you just put it in your pockets?
No. Okay, so
Do you have a gun?
here's story time with Dwayne. So hopefully the statute of limitations has gone out on this. I'm pretty sure it has.
I'm sure. No one cares about these M&Ms anymore.
So a buddy of mine used to live right beside the middle school. And so we got high as a kite one night. And we got the absolute munchies. Like, I mean, we're in middle school, right?
Right.
And we're in like 8th grade. And so we were like, man, we can't walk to the store because his mom worked at the closest gas station to his house. So we're like, we can't fucking go in there and high as a kite.
No.
And I'm like, dude, you live right next to a middle school. There's a concession stand. And he's like, yeah. So we went, kicked in the door.
Kicked in the door.
We stole all the candy, Cokes, everything out and put it in his closet.
Wow.
And so the next day when the police were there talking to the principal and everything, we were in there selling damn candy bars and shit that we had stole from the concession stand for like $3 a pop.
Too early, man. The block was too hot, bro.
We were young. We were stupid.
Yeah. No, then you learn as you go on. So
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought of that. It's robbing a concession stand.
and
I
then
didn't think
selling it right back to him.
I didn't think they kept the merchandise there. For some
they-
reason, I thought they took it somewhere else.
Well, they don't now.
Oh, well, no, I'm sure they don't now. I would hope they do now.
There's a
Yeah.
problem.
So, okay. And then obviously kind of grew the love. Is it just the love of, I don't know, like being that plug, that man, you know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
A little bit of being that guy. I'm like, oh, you need whatever, go here.
Yeah, and so that's what started the hustling side of it. The DJ stuff, I mean, I remember being little, if you guys can believe I was ever little, watching the Run DMC Aerosmith video on MTV and being like, I want to learn how to do that. And
It's
then
actually
getting in
one of the
trouble.
first rock and hip hop tracks together to merge it.
Wow.
And I remember getting in trouble because like I had these like my dad listened to country, so I always had like Randy Travis records and shit like that. And I remember being upstairs and like trying to scratch it, you know, on my little record player and getting in trouble for it.
Scratching country.
Yeah, boots, you know. And so like when Miami Club opened up here in Dalton, I went in there and talked to Daniel. God, I can't believe I remember the guy's name.
You like how Dalton clubs are named after other cities?
Yeah, yeah.
The Miami, the New York.
There's a Dalton salon in Miami, actually.
There's a Dalton club.
There's
in
a
Miami.
Dalton club in Miami.
Smells like, you know, meth and hookers. And so I went in there and told the guy I knew how to DJ. I didn't know how to DJ. I didn't know what the hell I was
Figuring
doing.
it out, right?
Yeah, and so I went up there and I just showed the ambition of I want to do this. I want to learn it. So he gave me a key. Like I'm 16 years old. He gives me a key to the building.
That's bad.
And he was like, "Won't you come in here, work a little bit each day? You know, we open up in a month." I was in there every day after school teaching myself how to DJ. And then finally, when the club opened, I was good enough to get drafted to the Bay in Chattanooga, and that kind of took off from there with the whole music thing.
Because you DJ'd for some pretty well-known names.
Yeah.
With the most basic DJ name of all time.
DJ Money. DJ Money.
Did I tell you guys last time how I got that nickname?
I think it was
Somebody said you like you
security
were
guard
money.
about the
Yeah.
shoes. I'm like, yo, he's got the money. Yo,
Yeah.
you DJ
Yep.
Money. Yeah.
That's hard.
Because I didn't even have a DJ name before that night.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I did it mainly to be a smartass.
I feel like now everything is just like money though. Like every rapper or everything's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
money. Yeah.
So then doing that. And so who all have you DJ as far as?
D4L, Franchise Boys, Young Jock.
Hard.
Okay.
Oh, God. Of course, Fable, he's part of D4L.
Dude, hold on. That one, what's that? No, you can't do it like me. Oh, I bet you can't do it like me. You seen that part where he puts his foot up and then he swipes it?
Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
Funny story with that.
He was right. Nobody could do that shit.
So
Ever.
we are in Gadsden, Alabama doing a show. And so he is geeked out of his fucking mind and goes and does to do that little shoe thing. Does not realize how close he is to the end of the stage. So when he lifts it up, like the whole his like half of his foot at the arch is off the stage. Oh. He lifts up and just falls.
Holy
Never missed a word.
Is there footage of this?
No.
Oh,
I don't think so. I haven't been
able
able
to play
find
while
it.
you were saying it.
But he like face planted and never missed a beat. Still kept singing and rapping and everything. And like me and Shawty Low and Stuntman are like leaning over, like, is he okay? But he never missed a beat.
Great performer.
Yeah.
God. Oh, so I mean that's vaguely. And how did you get to working with these bigger names? It was just the shortest condensed story.
The condensed story is.
You say you started in Dalton, bro.
Yeah, I started.
So
in
you're the I made it out of Dalton success story, dude.
I wouldn't call it a success story.
I mean, if you were like, when you were with these guys in Atlanta, at least like, you could have just been a local Dalton DJ, you know?
So I went to the Bay in Chattanooga, did some stuff with oh God, what was that station? I can't even remember the radio station now. But I did some work with them, and I stopped DJing for about a year and a half, and then went down to Rome and started DJing at Club Caliente, which was in Rome. It's a church now, which is hilarious.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah,
but appropriate.
There's some host
somebody
spirits.
had to come in there and bless that shit. So, but I ended up DJing down there, and I ended up catching the attention of one of the promoters down there, and he put me on with Shawty Low, and there we went.
Dude, imagine still thinking the club is there. You pull up and there's a church, bro.
Oh, man,
Or like you just like, oh, maybe it's like a club church theme.
club
And then you just go up in there.
So and then wrestling, professional wrestling. I mean, I feel like I'm talking to three different guys right now, dog.
I've lived a couple of lifetimes, yeah,
definitely. So professional wrestling, how
did you go from DJ to wrestling?
Well, honestly, it's kind of hand in hand with the entertainment aspect.
Every DJ I know is a wrestler, dude. Every single one.
So,
everybody says you go to pro wrestling school, then DJ school.
I did it backwards.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's so. I mean, being a DJ, you got to learn how to work the crowd. So your mic skills and everything are already there.
What's your go-to DJ quote to hype the crowd?
If your pussy is clean, let me hear you scream.
Oh,
I like that one.
And then I would go, no, not you. You put your hand down. You walked by me earlier. You know?
Oh, that's funny.
And of course, that would get the guys cracking up, and then the girls would be like, and then they'd rub themselves and like just wipe it on dudes' faces. Like, it got the crowd hype.
That's insane.
Fuck, man. The early 2000s is different.
I was that DJ, you know?
I mean, that won't go now after COVID and everything, you know?
It'd be like, oh no.
I think you could get COVID from eating pussy.
Hey.
I don't know.
Man, apparently you get COVID from anything.
Yeah.
Really? From eating pussy?
Maybe.
Because, I mean, still breathing around each other. I think it's because it's what's called a respiratory
That's true.
disease.
And then you make out with her first. It's not like you go from straight to, you don't go just to eating pussy.
I don't know, but well, not recently.
You ate somebody's pussy without kissing them?
No.
Hey, nice to meet you. No.
No, that's what you do. What are you talking about? That's what you do, huh? No, I've hooked up with a broad that didn't want to kiss. She was going through a divorce, so I think she was like, didn't want the intimacy of like having a.
She didn't want to kiss.
Hold on.
Yeah.
But did she give you head?
Oh yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
That is true.
Yo, what the fuck is this woman's morals?
I don't know.
She just didn't want the love part. She's down with the nitty gritty shit.
Yeah.
Imagine your wife came up to you. It's like, babe, I was this guy. But don't worry, I didn't kiss him. I just sucked him out.
That'd be insane. That'd be worse. I'd rather you kiss him.
What, do you fucking hate me or what?
I'm just saying she didn't want the intimacy is what it being, you know? It's not no more.
Yo.
No.
First of all, let me clear the air. She is not married. She is divorced. She's going through a divorce.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking homewrecker, dog.
She was married at that time.
No, she's still technically.
Bro, right now, if I kissed you, or if I fucking sucked you off, which was more intimate?
Which was more gay?
Which was more gay? What do you say? When you say Kelvin kissed me, or you say Kelvin sucked me off? When you're telling the story.
I want to tell you.
Yeah.
Kelvin, okay, but.
Kelvin what? No, I'm sorry. I need a soundbite for
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Kelvin sucked me off.
Oh, here's the shorts and the little Instagram stories right here.
But all right, sorry. Whatever, dude. Fuck.
No, we're not blaming you. You're not the problem here.
No,
She's the problem.
She's
the problem.
Yeah, but call me though. So she's still going through the divorce. She needs help coping. She needs help. Anyways, pro wrestling. So yeah, I believe it is true. You get the same entertainment aspect, right? And you put that out there, and you're already a big dude, and you just feel like I could already do that physically.
No. I showed you guys pictures of what I look like. That's what I look like.
That was during that time.
Yeah. So I was
so you looked like when you were DJing?
when I was DJing.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't have the butt cut, but I still had that same, like, I still look like Steve Urkel. Yeah, I still had that Urkel frame, So I had to get in the gym and bulk up. But yeah, I mean, the crowd was easy. I'm pretty good at making the crowd eat out of the palm of my hand and hang on every single word that I say. So that part was easy. But oh my God, man, the training for wrestling was like nothing I've ever done before.
So the mic work came more natural to you.
Yeah. But the in-ring work, no. My fat ass is not an athlete.
How much would you say you know about wrestling, dude?
I mean, wrestling history or current wrestling?
Because it's time to play Guess That Wrestler with pro wrestler Mr. Titan. Are you ready to take this fucking belt away from me?
Sure.
So it's gonna be you and Kelvin.
I'll try.
And because you guys are I'm a huge wrestling fan too. Griffin.
No, but everybody's up. Everybody's up for grabs, dude. Y'all can all grab it.
Yeah, like I'm not like that super huge, but I used to watch it back in the day.
So we are going to
put a picture up of a wrestler up here, but it's gonna be a super zoomed in picture, and you have to try to guess who the wrestler is.
Okay.
So whoever says, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Shit.
No, you already knew these, man. You know these, huh?
I've never seen any of these, bro.
He did this before we saw
I've never seen it. Shawn Michaels.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say Shawn Michaels too.
I was gonna say Stone Cold Steve Austin. Undertaker.
All right, two. You got two. Oh, Rob Van Dam.
Hold on. Are we sure though? Are we sure? Yo, is that an ass?
Is that just an ass cheek?
What the fuck?
Mankind.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I got that
Gold
point in there.
dust.
Good one.
I think you got three right now.
I'm not getting none of them.
Where am I at? How many do I have?
I think I have one.
Huh?
So you won. Here you go, man. Here you go. Count that on you, man. Good job. You
Dang, we were fast on that one, dog.
Good job. Now we ran. I think because we just guessed it so fast.
Yeah.
I don't think I got one,
job.
man.
I like that. I'm gonna put that right.
I was very impressed. I saw pink, and I automatically was like Bret the Hitman Hart.
I was watching somebody do that, and they did the same thing. Oh, that's Bret the Hitman Hart, and it was Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And what made it worse is there was like $5,000 on the line. So I was like, no. Wait, I'd have got that wrong too.
Yeah. Yeah, $5,000, dude. I don't know. I'd probably cheat on that one, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you cheated on this one.
No, I never seen any of these. I never saw any of them.
And so then, where'd you go to for training? Because there's specific training, right, for professional wrestling.
Yeah. So I went to Renegade Championship Wrestling to get my training. Well, let me back up. My first official night of training was at TWA, which used to be off of Reed Road, and I had a trainer by the name of Chris Hart. And
any relation to
no.
Okay.
It was his gimmick name.
That training place off of Reed Road, is it like is there a gas station or like a convenience store?
There used to be,
now?
yeah.
Of course,
he's our expert. He's our expert direction person.
And
yo, was there a Walmart right there? You know?
No, I know where it's at, man. They had a couple house parties there a couple times, man. That's all
it was a good little spot. The ring was
George
hard
busted.
as shit,
he busted those house parties. He was a cop. He's a fucking fake.
This is my old life.
Old life.
But so Yeah. Sorry, as you were
No,
saying. Started training there.
Yeah, so that ring was hard as shit. It was like concrete. But I picked it up so natural because I've been watching it since I was a kid. So like when you lock up, like how to do the proper lockup, like we did last time, and doing little things like that, I picked up on. So Chris thought that I was further along. He didn't realize that was my first night. So he thought that I was further along than what I actually was. And so if you guys ever notice when The Rock does the people's elbow, when he kicks their arm in, that's a signal. So, and for the old vets that are about to chew my ass in the comments, get over it. When they kick their arm in, that's a signal of don't move. You know how I found that out? By moving. And so he kicked my arm in because he was going to do a leg drop. Well, when he did the leg drop and went up in the air and came across, I went to move. When I did, my nose went this way. And he broke my nose. And so I don't know it. I mean, I heard the crunch, but I didn't think anything about it. So he hits it. He rolls over to pin me. The Doug, which was the promoter back then, he did the 1, 2, 3 just for shits and giggles. So I stood up and I'm looking at him and I go like this to lock back up. And I'm pouring blood. And he's like, whoa, no, your nose is over here. And I was like,
holy shit.
Oh, come on. And he's like, nope. Ain't happening. Nope. So my brother-in-law was there with me and he drove me back to the house. And I'm like, dude, I'm fine. He's like, no, man, you broke your nose. Like I'll drive. So he drove me back to my in-laws' house and then I started seeing all the stars. I was like, oh shit. So this is what this is like, So that was my first official night. And then about a month later or so, once this kind of healed up a little bit more, I went over to Renegade Championship Wrestling and
I need some training before I get kicked in the face again.
Oh man,
how was taking that first bump, bro?
If it's a good ring, it's great.
Okay,
just remember to breathe out.
Also breathe out.
You said this was a concrete ring?
It felt like concrete. So the way the ring, you guys have seen pictures of the rings. Like it's not a trampoline by no means. So if the wood underneath the mats are spaced like this, it's going to be like hitting concrete. Now, if they're spaced out a little bit, it'll give a little bit. So when you hit, it's not like a trampoline. It still hurts like hell, but not as bad. So, and the first ring that we took the bumps in, when I broke my nose, it was like this. It sucked. There was only about that much padding, and that was it.
Yeah, that's wild, man. I seen a death match where they take off the mat, literally take off the mat. You could see the wood boards. And then homie literally goes to the top rope and suplexes him off the rope.
Yes.
That's insane.
Imagine, bro, from that height to get hit by just straight wood. Sounds wild.
Have you guys ever been on the top rope?
No.
I did it one time. I ain't doing it again.
Too big for that.
Yeah, but you're a big. But you get away with it because you're a big guy. Be like, oh no, cool. You're a powerhouse guy. But if I was a wrestler, they'd be like, no, you're going to the top rope.
Oh, you have to. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, the fans would want it, but when you get up there, whether you're scared of heights or not, you get up there and realize that the slightest imbalance on you, like if you got a bubble that goes from this side to this side in your stomach, you're off that damn thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty dangerous. That's why they call them the high risk moves, man, because you could cripple yourself and everything.
It's great because thinking of things that I would highlights or whatever, I'm thinking, Edge spearing Jeff Hardy off of the top ladder. Yeah. And of course, as a fan, I'm hell, that's what I'm paying for. That's what I want to see. But imagine, dog, because even being off that top rope sounds crazy. All the way up there doing stuff like that. Mankind with the jumping off the helmet.
Oh, dude, that's the interviews with that shit, bro. That is wild, bro.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. And honestly, people highlight the one where he goes from the outside and he throws him against the table. That one's not even the bad one. The bad one is the one we go straight through the middle.
Yeah, that's the worst one because he didn't even land right. Had he landed I believe this story is a couple of centimeters off, it'd have killed him. Oh, man. If he hadn't landed square and landed on either side, it would have killed him.
Yeah, well, fucking Owen Hart died in the ring, right? He was doing a superhero gimmick, and then he was on a wire, and then just bah, hit a turnbuckle, bro. That's wild, man.
I mean, Stone Cold broke his neck or something, didn't he?
Yeah,
it was a botched tombstone or a pile driver type thing. I think
he was paralyzed during the match, which is wild. He literally just had enough strength to roll the fucking guy over, dude.
I didn't realize till later. I started seeing on YouTube top 10 secrets, but I didn't want to know. I was in a list, one of those list channels
in the dark hole.
Yeah, and then it was signs that referees do, and X is actual medical attention and stuff like that. I'm like, So many little things that you just don't realize.
But then they gimmick the act sometimes though.
Oh, really?
Because now they know
Yeah,
people know.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The one that you need to watch out for, and again, vets get pissed off. I don't care.
I mean, all of this is on the internet, bro. It's not like you're saying anything crazy.
So like if you do a crazy spot, right, and you see the ref rush down, and obviously they can't talk, like they can't go, "Are you okay?" And then the other guy go, "Yeah, I'm fine." They can't do that. So what they do is they get their hand and they'll squeeze, and if you don't squeeze me back, I'm throwing the X. That's one of the signals. So like if I squeeze your hand and you squeeze it back, go ahead. Then I know you're okay. Like
Did you feel something
good.
there? I felt feelings, bro. Honestly, I don't know. My biggest fear is falling in love with a man, and I think I just did
You
it.
feel anything?
No, I just knew you were good. So continue this match. God damn it.
But yeah, like when you see them and they do that and the guys don't, I mean, even if it's not a real crazy move and they don't squeeze back, that's when they'll start throwing up the X.
Damn. But then there's like this pride thing with wrestling too. Like even if you're hurt, you want to keep going because you want to finish the match.
Well,
So it gets real like Rocky.
it's
Malvia.
Like ASAP.
it's kind of a pride thing, but it's more along the lines of like every entertainer at the end of the day wants to give the crowd what they paid for. So, if you enjoy what you do as far as entertainment, you want to make sure you give the crowd what they pay for. So like if you get hurt, in your head as the entertainer, they're there watching you. It's not like in a movie, where you got a stunt double that can come in. You're live in front of all these people. So it's like, if I quit, I let somebody down in that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So you just keep going.
I guess that is great because I do not realize that you have to be athletic enough to do these moves and look good while you're doing this stuff, but you also have to be the personality.
Yeah.
So that actually kind of blew my mind. I never thought of that because you have this actor that has the personality, the charisma, but they might not be the athletic one. So that's where the stunt double comes in.
Yep.
But you have to do this 2-in-1 package where you need the face and like the part of acting.
Mm-hmm.
The face, the part, and you got to be able to be good at talking too, bro.
Yeah.
Because people are good actors, but they're just not good with a live crowd.
So you need to be on the spot,
Yeah,
like
a live performer.
Yeah, they don't get enough credit, man, for what they do. Well, I think now WWE is huge, right?
Yeah.
But
if we were a trio, dude, what we think all of our roles would be in a tag team? I mean, I guess it'd be a trio because there's three of us.
Well, he'd be the muscle.
Okay. So he'd be like the Batista, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
He'd be the mastermind.
Okay.
And
So
you
he'd
would
be
be
like
the mouthpiece.
Oh, yes, that's perfect. That's perfect, actually.
I like it.
Because I can see you coming up with the quick whips just to just rip somebody to shreds verbally.
I think so, man. I think
And
I'd
then
have
he'll
like
pick them up and throw them across the room.
I think I have like a little bit of a John Cena rapper gimmick too. You know what I mean?
A Dr. Thugonomics?
Yeah. Sometimes like I'll rhyme when I insult him a little bit. You know, but that's kind of good.
Yo, I just saw the other day that John Cena and The Rock had beef. Like actual legit.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, really?
they hated each other.
Why?
Over wrestling. Like it was they were supposed to have a match or something, and then John Cena like just started talking shit to The Rock, and like they weren't like on the same page. So then The Rock was like, "Oh, this dude's really beefing with me."
Oh, he started like going off script a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he went completely off script. So The Rock is the great one on the microphone. Like it's hard to really top The Rock. And so he hadn't done it in so long, he kind of forgot how to do it. So he had notes on his forearm of like the highlights of what he wanted to say to Cena. And so he goes out there and he's talking, but you catch him, da 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 da, and he's like making sure he hits these notes. Well, then Cena's music hits and he comes out there, and I can't remember, it was The Rock that had said something, but it pissed Cena off. And Cena's like, I don't need this, just like I don't need, and he takes off his sweatbands, the notes for my promo on my wrist.
Yeah,
And
I remember seeing
calls
that.
them out in front of everybody. And
The look he gave him, dude, was like, yo.
Yeah.
and I'll be honest with you, in a fight between those two, Rock would kill his ass.
Oh, like a real fight?
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Cena's a big
Cena's-
boy,
and
bro.
he's
But
younger.
muscles ain't everything.
That is
though.
true.
Muscles ain't everything.
But Cena was he was also like in the military, wasn't he?
No.
No, that was just a movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I always thought he was in the military.
They gimmick George. George got gimmick, bro.
Was he a Marine, right? He blew stuff up.
I just knew he was in the military, man.
John Cena was a Marine, dude.
And The Rock, it works with with Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter was a fucking army guy. Fucking the
Rock
repo man fucking repoed cars. You remember when WWE at one point was just niggas with other jobs? That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was just like and then it kind of like makes the organization look bad. It was like, bro, how much money are you making as a wrestler that you have to be a dentist as well? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, what's crazy about that is like you go back and you look, and it's funny that you mentioned that. So the wrestling thing wasn't always like it is now. Like you didn't make millions back then. Mm-hmm. So you would make, honestly, you probably made about the same as working just like a mediocre job back then in like the 70s, 80s, things like that. And it wasn't until Scott Hall and Kevin Nash jumped ship to WCW.
WCW.
And when they locked like guaranteed contracts. And that's when everybody was like, okay, if we got to get these guys, we're going to have to guarantee X amount of dollars, because they walked in from like making, oh man, I can't remember what Nash said it was, but it was like a low number, like $75,000 a year. But they're contractors, so they got to pay for their own travel, their own food, their own hotels. So when everything's said and done, they might make $25,000, $30,000, right?
Jeez.
And they're on the road 52 weeks a year, 300 days a year.
That's crazy, yeah.
So when Nash and Hall jumped ship, the whole industry changed. And that's when they started making the good money. So, yeah, it was pretty likely that the dude that would go in there as the repo man probably did repo somebody's shit from the guy.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, so he probably just came to Vince. Was like, hey, man, I was a repo man.
He was parked in a handicap. Let me go ahead and snag that,
Oh, no, I'm going to make a quick $100 here.
Right?
But, yeah, wow. Yeah, because didn't they have competitors? They had like one big thing, but now they see that, they could get other big names. Wow. Damn, I was going to say something, but I completely forgot because I'm one of the influencer marijuana. I'm trying to
All right, so then from starting, like, going to the Renegade, you said Renegade.
Yeah.
All right. From there, how long did it take you to, like, actually have your first match?
I trained for roughly 6 months. So I had a buddy of mine who he was a Marine, real Marine, okay. And lost his battle with PTSD. And so I wanted to do something in his honor. And so I got in contact with the Wounded Warrior Project, and we decided, okay, we're going to do this match. I'm going to do one match. That's it. So I trained for that one match. We got Luke Gallows involved. That was my very first opponent. We did the match. We sold the arena out 2 nights in a row. It was like sitting room only. When we'd go to the ring, we had to be careful that we didn't step on people because it was so packed. I mean, we had maybe 3 foot on each side of the ring where people were sitting on the concrete just to be able to watch this thing. And so I did the one match, and then the next night I was in a cage with Gallows.
How do you get a cage out there, brother? What does a cage cost?
How does that? That's a good. How does that?
Yeah,
I don't know how much it costs.
You go Home Depot, I need a cage.
Most of the time they already have them built, and you just kind of rent them. But yeah, I got kicked in the balls that night. And then it was supposed to be, like I said, just that 2, the one night, and then the one night turned into 2 because somebody was late, and Gallows was like, strap up, we're going in.
We need you.
And I'm like, I won last night against you. I don't want to go in here. And then I get kicked in the balls, and I'm like, I damn sure ain't doing this again. So then that I took maybe I ended up having a stroke after the second match. I was paralyzed. A literal stroke. Like no working, no gimmick, stroke. No nothing. Like a stroke. I was
in the ring.
No. I was home.
Okay.
So I had the match with him Saturday. Went to work, or I was off Sunday. Went to work Monday, Tuesday. Had a stroke on Tuesday.
Wow.
At work.
Damn.
Have anything to do with the wrestling, or that's just random? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was completely paralyzed on the left side of my body. Couldn't speak. Couldn't nothing. And they were like, "You're never going to lift weights again. You're never going to wrestle again. Talk again." I was back in the ring in 6 months. So,
wow, dang, that is crazy. And none of that scared you as far as like not wanting to get into wrestling, or you thought like I'm gonna do it either way?
Well, when they told me I wasn't going to do it, it pissed me off.
Oh,
So,
you're like, watch me then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I returned to the ring, I invited the doctor that told me that I would never do any of this. I personally invited him.
You cut a promo on him.
No, then you got
There's since that piece of shit that told me I would never wrestle again.
But it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun to be able to get back in there, and the crowd remembered me. I mean, they were hot as shit that night. I'm the only local guy that the crowd will sing the entrance music to, which blows my mind. It's very John Cena-esque.
What's your entrance music?
Hold Strong by Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard.
Oh, fuck, I don't know it.
I think we played it last time we were here. I think we did, right? So just getting off of this wrestling topic real quick, let's top 3 favorite wrestlers before we get off of it, though.
Stone Cold.
Got to have my brother Stone Cold on there.
Gotta have Stone Cold.
Look at
this.
Steve Austin. Happy
Brand new, they smell it, dude. Brand new, fresh out the box.
Happy late 316 day.
I literally ordered this just for this podcast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because I love you.
And so Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, Rock, obviously, because I mean, geez, you can't not. And then Sting, man.
Oh, Sting. Old school.
Wow.
Old school.
That's definitely a personal opinion for sure.
Because you don't think he belongs in
top 3.
How many? What's Mount Rushmore? 4 or 5?
I think 5.
5? Yeah. Who's your? Okay, give me 2 more. 2 more for your Mount Rushmore. Not you. Let Titan go. Then you can give me your 5.
I don't know what you're looking at, dude.
Man.
Oh, you're right. That's my fault. That's my fault.
I'd say Taker and Hogan would have to be up there. Not necessarily because of Hogan's work style. If it was work ethic or anything like that, it would be Cena. But just because if it wasn't for Hogan, wrestling wouldn't be where it is now. I got to give props to that. So,
one of the main, I think, or made it more than just made like a pop culture thing.
Yeah.
What are your Mount Rushmore?
I think that's pretty solid. I would just swap. I'll probably just swap Sting. Yeah, I would have to swap Sting, man.
You leave Hogan in there?
I'll leave Hogan in there, man. Even though he's a racist, but it's cool. Who wasn't in the 70s, though? You know what I mean?
It's the 70s, baby.
Yeah, my dad's still racist, dude. So, it's done. It's 2023. I would swap Sting. I think I would swap Sting with Shawn Michaels, man.
Oh, Shawn Michaels he's goated too, bro.
Yeah, I think I'll swap him out with Shawn Michaels. But I feel like that's pretty solid, though. Pretty solid.
That's a good one.
And you're not wrestling anymore or involved with that anymore, or
no? So I had one of my teachers, Jess Wade. He retired from wrestling. Oh man, December, I think. But trying to stay ring ready. In case they call me to, hey, can you come do whatever? Trying to stay ring ready, trying to do this, trying to do, what I do with my kids. My
That's
2 youngest are special needs. I mean, I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah, no. Where do you find your time to do anything in between being a husband, a father, and then multiple? Because you do multiple. Currently, you're doing multiple different things, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now this is pretty much my main focus, and then educating myself on how to make new products. Because everything that you see on that table, I make. So
okay. So can we go through some of these products that you have here?
Yeah.
This is soap, right?
Yep.
The rosé.
Yeah.
Rosé, which smells great.
No, what does it smell like?
Okay. Oh, fuck. You ever seen that kid on TikTok? Or he's like,
I don't smell kids on TikTok, bro.
I'm talking about the dude that he just
We told you could be into whatever you want, brother, and we'll support you. Just don't bring it on the podcast, man. It was the one rule, man. It was the one rule.
All right.
For personal and legal reasons, actually.
There is a kid on TikTok that reviews colognes.
Okay.
And he just always says it smells good. And
Yeah, he's like, it smells good. Nice.
it smells
really
good,
nice.
really good, really nice.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say. It smells good, really nice.
What does it smell? You can add that, describe the smell, though.
Good and nice. Next.
It was the pause that got you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
We have to add his TikTok there because y'all know what I'm talking about.
It smells like some kind of like floral, like flowerish.
Some floral, nice, fresh.
Aqua, really, like a lot.
A lot of aqua.
It's really nice.
Damn, I'm gonna say it smells like a clean pussy, dude.
I knew he was going to say that. So no, I mean it's musk and floral. That's really all it is, man.
What's floral?
And
Like
musk.
flowers, gardenias.
What's musk?
So you throw actual flowers in there, or how do you get the scent for
It's
that?
essential oils. Yeah, everything on there. That's how it's scented is essential oils.
How do they make the essential oil? Do you know
I
that?
ain't got a freaking clue. It comes in a little bottle to my house.
Oh, okay. So you just literally order. So what's back here?
That's the ingredients that's on there. So on that one, it should be pretty similar to this one, except for the.
How do you come up for
clay.
with the branding, man? With the farmhouse and the car.
And Bryant Hill, where'd Bryant Hill come from? I guess one thing at a time, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's
And
going to
what's
go
your
hand in
social security
hand.
number?
That's going to go hand in hand with farmhouse. Actually, so when I was a kid, I grew up. My mom and
That looks good.
my mom's mom and dad lived. You guys ever been to the Barn of Fear
Oh, there's a
up in Cahutta?
yes. Do you also do the pumpkins there?
I don't know about the pumpkins.
Well,
But you had
I'm pretty sure I've been though. The hayride,
I think they do a hayride,
big scary people
but
there.
it's like the barn that's up on the hill and all of that.
Oh, you've been?
nah, I haven't been.
Well, anyway,
I'm pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure I
music.
have.
One of your
So-
music video was at the
Yeah,
barn?
the-
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
the bottom
yes.
of the bottle.
Yeah.
The bottom of the bottle video was actually at the farmhouse that I grew up in. So I grew up with my grandparents, both sets of grandparents. So one of them lived on Bryant Road, and that was where the Barn of Fear is, the bottom of the bottle video. So it was farmhouse. And then my other grandparents lived on this steep ass hill that I absolutely hated getting off the school bus and having to walk up every single day. So that's, one was Bryant Road and then that big ass hill. So I just
Bryant Hill.
Bryant
put
Hill.
them together.
Which sounds great.
It's
Sounds
like a
good.
great country artist.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Bryant Hill.
Yeah.
Lonely.
I'm driving down my track.
When you did the boots, that's so accurate. That's what it would be.
And then the farmhouse tobacco, both the name and the scent. I mean, it's so my grandfather used to do like the old school chewing tobacco where like it comes and it's the tobacco leaf all wrapped up and you just bite a chunk off of it.
Holy
Like
shit,
that.
dude.
That's how old school.
That's
he
how they would
is.
get their buzz.
To get their fix, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it smells very much like that.
And this is beard conditioner.
Yep.
What is a beard conditioner?
So after you wash, I mean, it's just like your hair. So after you wash your hair, you always try to put some conditioner in it to make your hair soft, right? So what that does is it goes in after you use the beard wash. The beard wash that I have is not a stripping wash. Like it does leave your natural oils in there.
Because I hear that's something I didn't learn till like recently. Whenever you wash your stuff, you don't want to completely wash your natural oils because
Right.
that keeps it because that's healthier. What are you doing?
Oh, he just tastes
weird.
So beard wash is not the beard wash you have is not a stripping wash.
It's not a stripping wash. It leaves all the natural oils that you have in there. And so like when you use the wash and the conditioner, like it makes it like just smooth and soft. Like no homo. Like you can feel it. It's soft.
He's been waiting for it the whole time.
Yeah, I did that. I don't know. I felt hella gay doing that.
But was it soft?
Yeah, it was soft. It was soft.
And the only thing I didn't bring with me was the beard balm. Just honestly, because I forgot it.
The beard blonde. But what is that? What is it? I always wonder what's the difference between a balm and oil? Because
The
don't
oil-
both kind of do the same thing?
No, totally different. Totally different.
Okay, now
It's
school
kinda-
me.
It's kind of like saying the shampoo and gel, like hair gel and pomade, does the same thing.
Oh.
So the oil goes in, it puts all the natural nutrient, like vitamins and oil, like all that shit back in there, right? So what the balm does is it does a little bit of that, so you're not too far off, but it's almost like a hair gel for your beard. So it's typically made with beeswax and soy wax, and you heat it up in your hand to where it melts, and then you rub it upward, and then you stroke it back down, and it holds all your hairs in place so it don't go.
I think because my beard, I don't have like a thick beard. Maybe that's why both seem the same to me.
Now I had the issue, not now, 'cause I trimmed it down, but I did have the issue when it would always just out here. Because I'd have this weird shape to it. and I didn't know they made with that 4 beards.
Yep.
So I'm keep that in mind.
You were beer bomb.
Yeah. Because I mean, like after a while, like if you don't like keep up with it, it just kind of goes everywhere.
Yeah, that's almost.
But like, do you also like make beard butter or?
So I have yet to. I've probably made 9 different recipes of beard butter, and I haven't found one that I like.
Bro, I just picture you with like a lab coat in your basement, just like fucking mixing shit.
Well, it's not a lab coat. So as you guys know, I'm a huge Ghostbuster fan. So I've actually got a Ghostbuster apron that I wear when I do this shit.
Hard.
So, but yeah. So now picture that.
Yeah. And then nothing else, just the baby.
Yeah.
And so, damn, I done forgot what I was going to say.
Your recipes of beer.
The beard butter.
Yeah.
So like I've tried them, but I can't find one that I really like. Either the textures, it's either too hard or it's too soft. Once I find it and I test it out and it's good to go, I'll release it. And I test everything before it's ever put on the website. I test everything.
Right.
And it's usually 2 or 3 people. Like I'll call and say, hey, I made a batch of this. Need you to come test this out. Give me your feedback.
Dude, put us on that list, dude. I'll try some shit out for you. Dude.
Like for instance, so you guys ever seen shave soap? Or do you know what shave soap is? When I tell you, you guys are going to be like, no shit. So you guys remember like when you go to a barber shop, right? And you see them pull out that cup and the brush.
Yeah.
And they put a little water on it and they're doing that. And the bottom of that, there's a puck. That puck is a shave soap. It's soap that you shave with. It lathers up just like a shaving cream. Then they brush it on your face and that's what it is. So my wife, I was out moving like 2 tons of concrete, like 80-pound bags, like ridiculous amounts.
Just doing real man shit, bro.
And so like I come in and I sit down and I'm exhausted. And my wife's like, you think you can make this? And I'm like, seriously?
Woman,
like
can you see
all of
him
this
out
stuff,
there?
You know, like all this stuff I've already made. And so I was watching the video and I'm looking at it and I'm like, actually, yeah, I think I can. So I just did that and made that. And so my dad, he was like, can I be the first one to test it? Because I never gave my dad anything to test. And he's like, can I be the first one to test it? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I bought him a whole shaving kit, like the razor, the cup, the stand, the brush, everything. And so I scented it and it smells like a barbershop. Like it's got a barbershop smell to it. And so I mixed everything together, put it in the mold, let it cure overnight, and then shrink wrapped it and gave it to him. And he's like, my only complaint, it needs more barbershop smell. I'm like, that's it? He's like, dude, that was awesome.
Dope.
And so with the women's line, like every scent that we have in the women's line will have a shave bar because, you know, lather it up and shave your legs, you know, and it still cleans you just like a bar of soap, but you can use it because it lathers up like shaving cream.
Why did you decide to get into the women's space, man? That's a very competitive space, man.
Oh, I mean, I'm making the guys. The only difference is just changing the fragrance oil, really. And, you know, my wife, I mean, she loves Bath and Body Works and stuff. And I mean, some of the scents I like, some of them I don't. So I was like, well, shit, if I can make this for the men, I'm sure I can, you know, make stuff for the women. So taught myself how to do that. And with the women's line will be obviously a little different than the men's line. I'm not going to put beard oil in the women's, even though apparently now some women have beards.
Yeah.
But like with the women's line, it'll have like sugar scrubs. It'll have, of course, the shave soap, lotion, the wax melts, the body wash. I'm not going to get into the shampoo and conditioner and all of that, but it'll have everything else.
So, and how do you make wax melts? I heard you say it was one of the easiest things to make.
Yeah. So the wax melts is nothing more than soy wax and coconut oil.
Huh.
Now with wax melts, they're just so you guys know, and I'll tell your audience out there too. So when you go to Walmart and you buy a wax melt, it's important to pay attention to it. If it has paraffin wax in it, it's actually harmful to the animals in your house, like your dogs, your cats. It gives them cancer.
What?
Yep.
Paraffin?
Paraffin wax. Yep. It's harmful to us, but not as much as it is to them. Like it'll give them cancer in their lungs and stuff for breathing it in.
But if you're trying to kill your dog, it's in the market.
No, you don't. You don't got to do that.
I mean, it depends what you're looking for, George. Everybody has different needs.
No,
you know?
could probably.
Where do you get packaging and everything for all of this? Because I was like, all to like bulk And you put it together?
Yeah, so the wax melt cases, they come from Amazon. The other bottles, the beard oil bottles, it's totally different than what the body wash and stuff comes in. I did all the graphic designing for everything. The labels I did. The labels that are on there right now are completely just fucking trash because Avery sucked and sent me the wrong damn thing that I ordered.
Avery.
Yeah.
What the heck?
What the hell? So it's supposed to be permanent waterproof. And they sent me the complete opposite. It's not permanent and it's not waterproof.
So you can rub it off.
Here.
Yeah, like you can literally rub it off. Like it's
It's for the people that want to put water on it and take it off.
I'll rub
Or like
it off
leave it in the shower.
No,
or something.
the label,
Okay,
brother.
get a little dab of this conditioner.
Is that the
This
okay?
is
So
beard
on
conditioner.
I think it's
on this
closed.
one, is it this one? Yeah, on this one, you can see where it's already started to bubble. Like as you look at it,
Yeah, 'cause especially like conditioner, you put in the shower. You don't want it to
Yep.
come off and
beard
stuff like that.
and this is not seen.
is
I mean, look at that. I just barely
conditioner.
touched it.
Yeah, beard conditioner. Put on your beard.
So, and you can see like
Huh?
even the printing has faded, but when you look at the beard oil, like the picture is perfect, flawless. But when you look at this one, I mean, you can see where it's fading.
like-
And
yeah, it's like
I've not done
the
anything
texture is
to it.
different.
Yeah,
Do you know it takes McDonald's more money to package their barbecue sauce than the actual barbecue sauce is inside the package? How crazy is that?
really?
The actual packaging of the barbecue sauce was worth more than the barbecue sauce inside.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's wild.
This smells
You
very
guys good over
manly.
there?
Was that the conditioner?
That's a conditioner.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
You
to
want-
pump out.
Smells very manly. You don't wash. You just put this on. Do you wash it off?
Yeah.
So it's
conditioner.
like,
yeah, like
Yeah, it's just like
Doesn't
like
wash
just like hair
conditioner your hair.
conditioner. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I put a little bit so it can kind of like work as a leave-in a little bit, you know?
Oh. You know, man, I'm very bad about any like personal like I'm just shampoo, body wash. That's
Oh,
it, I'm good.
my boy uses 6-in-1 soap right here, bro.
Bro, yo, fucking. I got diesel in there just in case.
If he has to cook something real quick, he'll use that too.
Windshield wiper fluid.
Oh man. So man.
Yeah,
what-
but hold on, you're a Marine though, right?
oh yeah. man.
That's where it comes
No,
from.
absolutely.
You know?
Very minimalist, brother. Minimalist. They taught us only bring shit you know you're gonna need. And if not, you'll figure it out.
I've got enough
except
friends
herpes.
that were Marines. That,
Yeah. How do you explain that?
Don't bring that shit.
You bring it back.
No, actually, did you know Eak Da Freak has herpes? What? Yeah, Eak Da Freak, he has herpes.
no shit.
You probably shouldn't say that to people.
No,
dude.
but I shouldn't say. He shouldn't post it on Facebook.
No, it's posted on Facebook.
Oh, he posted it on Facebook?
Yes, he posted it on Facebook.
That's very, honestly, you know what? We're laughing about it. That's very social responsible of him, though.
Yeah, because not everybody
No,
knows.
but
Yeah.
he's getting ahead of it. So if the rumor ever started, he already nipped it at the butt.
Yeah, but I feel
Rumor.
like also the social responsibility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's
It
like
was
he's
just
letting
kind of
people
random.
know.
Caught me off guard.
Well, I mean, that's what he said. That's what he said in the post. He's like, I don't know where I got it from, who I got it from, but I'm gonna let everybody know that I've been with.
But he knows who he got it from.
Oh, he knows. He has an idea, anyways.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
shout out Eak Da Freak
That
and
was
his
the,
herpes.
that was Eak Da Freak
Yeah.
news for you guys this week.
And that's what he's been up to.
Wrong button, man. He just turned somebody's mic off.
It was my own.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think he cut his own mic off.
Yeah.
Because he was talking, all of a sudden he wasn't there no more. It's like, all right, guys, we're going to.
Dude, your boy Luke Gallows just returned to WWE, man.
Yep.
How was that, bro?
It was pretty cool. I knew about it about 48 hours before he went back. We were actually talking about the beard stuff, and he was because I was going to name the aged barrel bourbon was actually going to be called Good Brothers. Like he and I were talking about it, and it was going to be like a collaborative effort. And then he hit me up like 48 hours before he
That's
returned.
a great
and-
plug too, man, because they both have beards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was like, hey, man, I can't let you use the name. And I was like, why? He goes, well, I'm going to lease it because I own the rights to it. I'm going to lease it back to WWE for merchandising. And I was like, get that paper.
That's
like,
fucking smart,
yeah.
bro.
you know,
can't
get
be
the
mad.
money, man, you
Yeah.
know, because you're going to make more money off that than my damn beard shit. So, yeah.
Speaking of that, you also have a what is it, an endorsement or the guy Mick Grimes?
Mick Grimes, yeah. So he's a body double and cosplayer for Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead, and I do his like all his beard products and body wash and all that comes straight from Bryant Hill.
Wow. And how did you? How did I get in touch, or how did that work out?
So, how did we meet?
In a bar.
No, it wasn't a
That
bar.
was
So
starts.
we had a mutual friend, but I want to say that I'm the one that connected him with the mutual friend. And then when I started doing the beard stuff, he kind of came into play. I don't remember how we met, to be honest with you. But when Josh used to sponsor him with the Trunk of Man stuff. And then when Josh, closed his doors, the guy had nothing. And his favorite scent was like a very manly tobacco. And so I was like, hey, I got you. So it just kind of went from there.
From there. Heck yeah, man. And
Money.
no,
I just want to say money.
oh, okay. And speaking about money, man, you DJing any still?
No, been retired for years.
So you said the main focus is this. Anything do you have specifically coming out or anything you're working on or under wraps?
Well, we got the women's line that's coming out. That's pretty much the big thing that I've kept very close to the vest. We've not really announced it. We slid it in on the website like as a coming soon, but we haven't announced anything. But yeah, it's going to be a full line of women's products, like 5 scents. We're going to have seasonal scents to go along with each season, which a lot of beard companies don't do. Also, a lot of beard companies don't go this detailed into it. Like if you go to another beard company and you're like, man, I really like this smell. I would love for my whole house to smell like it. Well, good fucking luck. You're not going to get it, right?
True.
But
Gasoline. I like my house to smell like gasoline.
Is one of them with gasoline fire? One of them good, like,
Yeah.
So in the fall, we're going to have one called
pumpkin spice latte.
no, it's
The pepper bag with spray paint.
I think
inside.
we're calling it Bonfire. I think is the name of it, but it's going to have like a
Little burn.
very
A little smoky.
yeah, a little smoky
like a little
smell.
igniter fluid type beat.
No,
No,
not that
no,
far.
smoky, like smoky.
Yeah.
Like that.
like the bear.
Like if I had thought about
Bro,
it,
you
I
didn't
would
see the
have brought
bear,
like, my little
brother?
samples
Yeah,
for you
you
guys.
would've
to
lost
try.
me.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you,
I
man.
didn't
Thank
even
you.
think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's going to be coming out, and then in November I'm actually doing a huge show in Duluth, Georgia. And it's going to be like 3 days, like 30,000 people, like, and we're going to be setting up to sell the products at this event. And as you guys saw in the one video,
Yeah.
like that was a 10 by 20 booth. And I mean, it was packed on the tables. Well, we've got a 10 by 20 booth again, but this time it's going to have walls. So I'm going to decorate it like a store, man.
wow.
How do you hear about like these events or I guess conventions?
So the first one that we did, which was the one you guys saw the video for, that was the Norton show. And my wife stumbled across it and was like, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm like, I don't care, whatever. So we paid like, I think it was like $1,500 or something to get the table. Well, when she saw the products and saw the scents and how organized and everything I was, she upgraded us from a 10 by 10 to a 10 by 20 and for free, like gave us, a whole extra booth for free. And then when I was there, I met a guy named Jimmy. And so Jimmy like turned me on to the event that I'm doing in Atlanta. There's a 10-day event in Charlotte that's got like a year-long waiting list.
Wow.
Because you will, like it is guaranteed you will do a year's worth of sales in 10 days.
Dang.
And like he was telling me, he was like, just profit. I made $800,000 last year at this event. I'm like, hold on, what? Doing
And-
one show for 10 days? He's like, yeah.
And he does like the beard stuff and everything.
No, he does fake flowers.
And how did you get invited to that convention?
He made a phone call to the owner and was like, hey, you need to have this guy here. He's cool as hell, good dude. His products are great. Like, you need
So it's
to
not
have
just
him.
beard; it's just all kinds of like crafts and arts and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
But I'm usually, and like nobody does this, like in men's grooming and honestly women's grooming. Like nobody does what I'm doing as far as going to these events. So the one in Atlanta we signed up for, there's no other real grooming company there. There's somebody there that makes like, the soaps,
Right.
like the cold press soaps, but nobody does what we're doing. Like we are setting ourselves apart. Like we're going to have, by that time, we're going to have the shaving kits, like with the straight razor or the other razors, like the standard ones. We're going to have those, the shave pucks. I mean, it's going to be like a whole kit that you can buy with a bundle. I mean, you think about that. It's November, Christmas. I mean,
Anything, for dad, for your uncle, your brother,
your husband,
yes,
your son, whatever.
That one homeless guy that you really like. You know what I'm saying?
Clean up a little bit, brother. There you go.
The nice one, your mailman, because he always gives you something. You never give him nothing back. You know what I mean?
Every day,
Bills, he gives me bills every day.
I mean, you might not like it, but he gives it to you.
Pause.
Yeah. So sometimes I want to get.
No, he
I
can
feel
do
like
that
when my
too.
mailman comes to my house, I want to give him something. You know what I mean? Like he gives me the mail, then I give him like a gift back.
Yo,
you know?
in some places, man, they give babies. The mailmen give babies.
What?
Oh, the
Yeah,
mailman
yeah.
give babies, yeah.
The milkman used to.
The milkman.
Now the mailman
Why was that back in the day? They used to deliver milk. What was that about?
Oh, because I was like the only dude going to your house, really. You know what I mean?
Saying? What are you
No, because
saying?
we're like
No,
women.
no, not the fucking part. But
No,
like
why did they
the
take
part.
milk? So why did they
Oh,
deliver
why they
milk?
take milk
Why did
to
they
the
deliver
day?
milk?
That was a fucking part. But the fucking part comes from.
I don't know. I was asking about the.
It's stay-at-home wives. They didn't have
There you
nothing
go.
else, and they're just
I get that. I'm not asking about
like
that.
they're just
I'm
like-
asking why is there a milkman delivering shit anyway? Why is
Oh,
there?
I don't know, man. I think back then.
homes didn't have refrigerators.
Thank you, Boz. Appreciate that.
Homes didn't have refrigerators or perishable items, so daily milk deliveries was necessary to prevent the milk from spoiling before it could be drank.
Oh.
It was the safest. And
That
most-
would be like a really crazy business to get into.
And then he'd fuck your wife.
well,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Well, does it work?
Oh,
So how much do you
It
really
don't,
want
it
this
don't
milk?
say that part though.
yeah, where's that part at? So that makes sense because so that's why you would literally see just jugs, just enough for
Yeah,
breakfast that day or
Yeah.
whatever. Oh, well,
Dude, that
I
would
didn't
suck,
know
man.
that.
Like midnight, you just wake up, want a bowl of cereal.
you
ain't got no
shit.
milk.
Well, we
Yeah,
you gotta call the fucking,
So you have to drink it like within a certain time, but then it just went bad.
yeah. Unless it's I don't know winter maybe in Michigan.
Yeah.
You can
You
leave it
leave it
out there.
outside.
But milk was probably nasty back then. It was like unpasteurized and shit. Y'all drink milk like that? Y'all be drinking milk?
Oh no, I hate
no more.
unless it's cereal. Cereal
Yeah,
cookies.
yeah.
Not ever since the accident.
But you like cow's milk or you do like almond milk?
Oh, I could do either one.
I've been getting into oat milk, man. Oat milk's hard.
Oh, you're a pussy.
No, oat milk. Oat milk's good, man.
You do non-fat skin.
No,
I'm sorry. I didn't realize one of my best friends was a fucking vagina. I'm sorry.
No,
I
oat
just
milk.
found this out. I just found this out.
Oat milk's good, man. What's wrong with oat milk?
No, that's all right, dude. It's all right. It's all right. Just tuck your dick in. You know what I mean? Sit down when you pee, brother.
Sit down when you pee.
You know?
Oat milk's
Oat milk's good.
No, oat milk is good. I was just fucking.
No,
with
no way. Oh, you're a pussy now.
Well, now you mad puss.
that. Hey, brother, my grandfather was a pussy, dude. So respect it. Dude. Generations of being a pussy over here.
So you guys have smelled these. Like, what do you guys think about them?
Oh, I think they all smell good. I think what we were saying earlier, it's manly, good scent. Like as far as
Especially the farmhouse tobacco.
yeah, you know, I don't know. Yeah, it's just manly. Like not manly as in a sense of like, you know, like cigarettes and like, you know, alcoholism and
I don't think
My stepdad
You
came
know what I
home
mean?
drunk and beating my mom.
and like gasoline and oil. Just like I feel like when you think of a nice, like well-groomed man, you would like expect him
Yeah,
to smell
yeah,
something
yeah.
like this.
Dude, am I tripping or like does everybody like dad or stepdad like smell like WD-40, bro?
A little bit, yeah,
Like,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Why do they always smell like WD-40, bro?
Because they're always out there fixing shit to
Yeah.
keep from dealing with the wives.
And now they sell that. They sell WD-40 perfume, bro.
Or cologne.
Yeah, they
Really?
do cologne, bro.
Really? It looks like a can of
I'm glad you backed me
WD-40.
up because he was
I
already
was
getting ready to
not.
say I was a lying piece of shit.
No,
dude.
dude. Actually, on TikTok, a guy that reviews colognes, not a kid, but a guy that reviews cologne.
Can we
man.
look this kid up so we can
No,
He bought it and like it's like really expensive too. And he was
like
like,
that.
I'm never gonna use this ever again.
Why is it it's in a freaking
It's the same people that made the red boots.
That's probably man, they're hype
Oh,
beasts.
hype
WD-40.
beast.
They're hype beasts out
It's a
there.
real thing, dude.
Yeah, see, that's the
You ever-
little bottle.
You ever think about doing
Click on that ad.
car air fresheners?
I haven't done the car air fresheners, but on the flip side of it, the guy who did my tattoo, he asked me when I was getting all this started, he was like, "Man,
You gonna pay for this?
he's like, you know the black ice car air freshener."
Yes,
Oh, that's a dangerous.
Everybody know. Every
He's like-
dude knows that.
He's like, "Can you make me a beard oil that smells like that?" And I was like, "Maybe." So like within 2 days, I had it done.
You figured it out?
Yeah,
How
I
do you
figured
get?
it out.
How does somebody tell you a scent and then you figure out the ingredients? Like, what are the steps to do that?
Sometimes it's as easy as just looking it up. Like
Ah,
that's the way I was with this one. You know,
Okay,
I was
okay.
like, okay, what is this scent? Like, what's
Okay.
in it? You know. So the Cahutta Sunset, that's got magnolia, gardenia, and tobacco in it.
Dude, those first three sound like you just got like the Thanos, the fucking Thanos.
Thanos or Thanos?
Thanos or Thanos?
Thanos.
Who's Thanos?
Thanos is your cousin and he owes me money. Tell him to fucking answer my calls.
I like that one. It's like a fresh, like.
So there's like a
real
story. There's a story behind all the scents too. So like that one,
Which this one is, can you,
that's Cahutta Sunset.
Cahutta Sunset.
Yeah. So like, again, going back to the farmhouse,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's in Cahutta. So I would sit on the front porch. My grandmother would be smoking her cigarette. She'd have her flowers right out there in front. And like just sitting out there in the porch in the 80s, you know, you're like, you know, Linos beating the shit out of He-Man type, you know, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just watching the sunset and you don't know you're in the good times till you're out of the good times, right? And so that's what that does. It snaps me right back to being on that farm and my grandfather, you know, working on his tractor and my grandmother sitting there smoking her cigarette, watching my uncle and I play. And it just snaps me right back.
Dude, I like that, dude. You don't know you're out of the good times till you're out of the good
You
times.
don't. Like, I get that. There was one point where you were out there playing whatever your action figures on and that sunset, and that was the last time you ever did it. You had no idea when it was.
But I feel like even like as an adult, there's like shit you did like 3 years ago that you don't do now. You're like, damn, I didn't realize how cool that shit was.
Yo, but
Now,
how
like, that
depressing
shit-
would it be though to like realize that in the moment though? Like you're having fun, like fuck, I'm never gonna do this ever again.
I think that's why goodbyes are so hard, right? Whenever you're leaving somewhere, you know someone's leaving or anything. Like, this is it.
Should call you.
Yeah, call me back.
Would you guys rather spend one day as your 10-year-old self, right? Like travel back in time as your 10-year-old self,
Okay.
or spend one day as your 50-year-old self?
Probably 50, dude.
50?
I'm going to go younger
Why?
because I ain't going to live to 50.
Oh,
I mean, you're 49, brother, so
You're close.
just give it like 3 months, bro.
I'm 39.
I'm fucking with you, bro.
That's a good question. I kind of want to say 50 just because
I want to see. I'm curious to see what happens.
and I just had a lot of childhood trauma I don't want to re-deal with again at 10 years old.
I think I would say 10. I say 10.
I just want to see how swagged out I am at 50.
Yeah. I think mine is just because, like, I don't know, like my grandpa has like Alzheimer's. So I like to like spend one more day.
Remember what
with
it
him.
was?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
And then 50 is like, it's going to happen anyways. You know, whether I
You'll
see
see
it or
it.
I don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like for the sake of that, but I don't know. I guess.
But maybe you could stop like some world disaster.
Damn, that's just a lot of responsibility now, dog.
See, I would go back to being the 10-year-old self for the, you know, spending time with my grandfather, you know, that whole nostalgia thing. But you bet your ass I'm going to be making notes for my younger self, like put money in Google, put money in Amazon,
I didn't
At
think
this
about
age, your
that.
grandfather gets cancer. Make sure he goes and gets tested at this. I'm making notes for my damn self.
That's a stressful 24 hours just catching up.
10-year-old.
What else? What
No,
else?
I'd play video games and shit. You know,
Yeah.
probably whack off again. But like I would sit there and, you know, I definitely do that part. You
Yeah.
know?
I don't think I whack off as a 10-year-old. Just
didn't
some
whack
real
off?
pedophile feeling about that, bro.
That's why you ain't got a beard.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Even though it's my own dick, I'm like, this is still a
This is a
10-year-old
10-year-old
dick.
It hasn't grown much. That's what.
Yo, is that how people get
still-
good beards because they kept on jacking off a lot when they were kids?
I don't know.
I heard that's how you go blind, though. What do you have coming out? What can we expect from you? Where can the people find you? What is next for Bryant Hill?
So you did ask me. I didn't lie, but I forgot that we had the body mist
Right,
that
but-
we're going to be coming out.
okay.
So it's
Right.
going to be kind of like cologne with all of this stuff, right? So that's a spoiler. For people that want to find us, shopbryanthill.com. You can find us there. Yeah. Wherever.
Right down somewhere.
But yeah, shopbryanthill.com. The price is like the whole model thing that I've got is like great products for great people. These are luxury products without breaking the bank, man. I mean, that's essentially what it is. And I'm not going to sell anything that either myself or my wife wouldn't wear or haven't already tried. So, you know, like I said, the first time I made soap, I made Jell-O. Like I didn't put the right ingredients in the right times, and I messed that completely up. So learn from my mistakes.
Boom.
But yeah, it's all organic. It's all natural. Like 6 months shelf life. Like I said before, man. I mean, this stuff ain't the chemicals that you're putting on yourself when you go and buy like Axe and all this other shit, you know. So it's all natural stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful. Gentlemen,
Nah, man, I'm good, bro.
this has been Wonderful. The studio smells beautiful right
That's
now.
an insane way to. Bro, I'm good.
No, I'm actually. He said, "Wait, no.
No, yo, give me a minute real quick.
Let me think. Let me come back to me.
Man, book us to host your next party, man.
Oh yeah. Real quick. Shout out to D Food Collab. Great time. We did a last minute beer chugging there. Anything
Hold into.
you need? Any kind of events or situations? You need some fresh, young faces. Kelvin's here, and then the
Now
rest
bring
of us,
them with me.
and then we'll be behind them. So, but thank you, Mr. Bryant Hill. Thank you.
One other thing before we
Close
shut
it out.
off.
Oh, no, please.
So last time I was here, you guys asked me to do you a favor, and I told you I couldn't do it because I couldn't at the time.
Right.
So now I'm going to do you that favor.
Go fuck, you're gonna kill us.
So that being said,
That's
watch
what I've
and
been
make sure
asking
I don't tap out on this. Is that camera on? Which one's on?
No,
We're all on. We're all
All
on.
right, that one. All right. You need to watch Stanley Only Boys podcast. This is the best podcast online. If you're not watching this or listening to it and laughing your ass off, then what the hell are you doing with your life? And if you don't, I'm going to find you. I'm going to kick your ass. So there's your little promo. You know?
Perfect.
I was scared.
Fine.